All right, welcome to it, the Plan B After Show podcast, web exclusive. Jesus Christ!
Get the spiel out.
Yeah, let's get going. That's what it is, web exclusive. Or
let me tell you what I got in the mail on Amazon the other day, real quick.
Yes, another sex whip.
No, I already got one of those. Yeah,
don't need two sex whips.
Yeah, I got one of those.
What'd you get?
Anyway, sorry, I was thinking about the sex whip.
Weirdo.
You have an alarm clock you do have an alarm clock in your
got the old school one. Yep.
So we were like redoing the room, and I'm like, dude, I'm sick and tired of like opening my phone up to see what time it is, because I wake up throughout the night a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what time is it? How much time do I have left? You know, everybody has that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I kind of just want an alarm clock in the bedroom. Dude, I got one. This thing is sick. It's got a projector on it. So now I don't have to lean up. It just projects the time on the ceiling.
On the ceiling, yeah.
So now we're like laying down. I wake up and I just kind of look up at where I'm already looking. And I'm like,
yeah,
I got 15 more minutes left.
Yeah, those are nice. You know,
nice.
This is it on all the time.
On all the time.
Is
you can turn it off. You can
turn
it off. It has like dimmer, so you can have it like real bright or real dim.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
cool. I like it. I think it's a cool little thing.
I love my alarm clock, honestly, and I like wall clocks. You really don't see wall. I'm sure wall clocks is a dying trend because everyone's got their watches, their smart watches, or their phones and everything. And like,
want to see my wall clock real quick?
You got a wall clock. You got a big one.
Yeah, check this out. My dad came over the other day and he stared at this thing for like. I'm like, you like that thing, don't you? He's like, that's a cool clock. I like that. Yeah, I got one here in my basement. I'm gonna turn this around. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, you got the big one that just spouts on there. Yep,
yeah, big one, and they come with like those stickers.
Yeah,
and so yeah, I can't pull it further away. Sorry, that's my penis.
It's not my penis.
Cool, I like it.
What's a crazy thing too? I think I shared this with you. A video I was watching, and it was some kid going around like a high school, asking kids to read the time on an analog clock, not a digital. No, and honestly, a lot of them were like, they didn't know. They didn't know.
Come on,
are they not teaching that anymore? Do they teach?
It's right there. They don't have them in the classroom.
Maybe.
You go through your entire years of school and you don't question, hey, what is that thing up there?
I mean, but maybe they don't, because kids nowadays, they're not trained to look up at a clock like us. We looked up at the clock. Where's the clock? All right, what time is it? Now it's looking down, so maybe
no. That's a bullshit excuse.
Sorry. I'm not saying it's right.
It's a bullshit way of looking at it. Now listen to me here.
Yeah.
This is why. I don't care if you have your phone in your face and it says what time it is right there at all times.
Yeah.
You got to have some awareness of what's going around you in your life. And there's got to be a point in your life where you're like, what's that thing?
Yeah.
That's on you. If you don't know how to read a clock, that's on you, not on anybody else.
But it's the same thing with cursive. No, they're not teaching cursive anymore. And if a wall clock is
clocks are everywhere. So is cursive, I guess, but not as much as come on.
But also too, analog clocks are. I mean, who's using analog clocks anymore? Noah.
I have them everywhere.
But again, we grew up with it. Like, it makes sense for us. Like, I can look at the clock and tell you what exactly. Yeah,
dude,
I like it.
I not have the numbers on the wall, and I could tell you what time it is.
Yeah. Be able to tell, at least close. Anyways, at least close. You know,
that's sad. I don't like that fact.
I mean, it's keeping up with the times. Eventually, it'll just be beamed right into our brain.
Yeah.
Think about it.
You know what I'm saying, though? There's a point in your life where you figure things out yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't have to be taught everything all the time.
I'm torn because the more I think about like the schooling, like education, and I don't want to just say public education, because even private education, I'm trying to see what the benefit of it now is at this point. Like for Riley, not saying she doesn't need an education, but it's like, I mean, these kids aren't even being taught,
yeah,
how to read a clock.
I hear you, and I understand that thought. But here's the one biggest thing I think that she will be missing is the social aspect.
But here's the thing: I can take her to I can take her to clubs if she has the time. Let's say we do our basic stuff, what I think is necessary for her to learn. And then she goes and does, because if you're a homeschool kid, you can still go and do the after school programs and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is she really missing though, as far as interacting with you know,
Don't you agree though that you going through, and I know it's different nowadays, but just being there and going through the experience and being around that many people every single day, there was something about that that taught you something about life, that you lived through it and you learned things because you were there. This happened today, and now I learned maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. You know, like I think there's more to it than people think about.
I see. Now here's the thing, though. You had a really positive experience, and not saying I didn't either. It's not like, I mean, I was.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but think about the kids who didn't have a good experience in school.
Right.
I think it's all perspective right there, and also too, I'm trying to count. If I really thought about it, on two hands, maybe think about important moments in school. I can tell you embarrassing moments. I can tell those stick out, but I can't tell you something. I was like, I'm so glad I was at that place. Usually it's me getting into trouble or doing something. And I get it, learning how to social interact, but it's so weird, I think, in the school thing. The older I get in raising Riley, I just, I'm starting to wonder, like, if that's the right path. Or do I take the time with select things and focus on what I think would be more important for her, a trade, a skill, something. Dude, I haven't, other than just, our jobs are weird because we get to have fun and talk about all these old things. So we get to talk about
it's a tough thing to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's another thing. So I'm putting myself in the shoes, and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I've thought about this too. If I had a kid, would I send her to school? And I think about myself and what you just said there. Like, yeah, I could take the things that I know that I really am good at and learn about, but I'm also not good at other things.
Yep.
So you got to think about that too. I'm not the best of everything. I don't know everything. So you got to think about that too. So you're kind of limiting him or her to just what you know and what you've learned so far.
Right.
That could be bad or good or bad.
For sure.
So you really have to self-evaluate yourself in that way. And I think what's good about public school is you're putting them in front of a bunch of different people.
Right.
They might have different qualities that you might not have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's a tough thing to think about.
But I also think about a lot of wasted time I had at school. And I'm not knocking because my dad was a teacher and I think it's so important, but I think it might be better utilized. Like, okay, I'm not good at math. So if I get her a tutor and have her really focus on that, or have her go through school like I did and have a teacher who's trying her best to wrangle all of these kids and make them interested in something that they're not interested in. Dude, I barely got through fucking math, right? I look back at all the math classes I took. Now I can do adding, subtracting, multiplication. I'm pretty good at it, but you start throwing letters in, dude, that was completely lost on me. But and I never use it. I never need to find the fucking value of X in my daily life.
A lot of things from
so
school.
It's interesting to think about that scenario. Or how about she goes and does the math class or has a math tutor, and then I take her and we do a piano lesson and she learns that skill. And then we go and she does, I don't know, fucking taekwondo, and I don't know. What's the right answer? What's the right answer?
It's an interesting thing. I'm trying to think. There was a random video I saw. They were talking about it and the pros and cons, and somebody explained it. Was it Neil Tyson? I know you don't like him, but
here's the thing. It's not that I hate.
He's very arrogant.
He's arrogant. He's a little pompous for me, and I think
he went down this path as far as like. And this is explaining like some subjects in school that like, yes, he's like 100%. There are a lot of subjects in school that you never use in your lifetime. And he's like, but hear me out on this, is doing that subject opens your mind into problem solving in that part of your brain. It's like opening your brain into different areas, even though you don't ever have to use it. Like you've accessed that part of your brain, and what that does is it expands it and allows you to problem solve in other ways. And the way he explained that, I was like, damn, that kind of makes sense.
I understand. Right. I mean, I get it. And I think education is super important, but he's also a scholar. He's a learning, like he's a book guy. You could say that to an oil rig worker, and he'll be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" You know what I mean? But here's an oil rig worker making a great living, or a welder. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's what is the right answer? What is the right answer?
I don't think there is one.
You know,
I think it's all by choice, and you know what? Unfortunately, the child is too young to really understand and choose for themselves.
that's the other big problem. I think. Yeah, we almost just we kind of like just shove them into this thing to keep them occupied until maybe, you know.
Think about this. Like, what if they're homeschooled and then 4th grade comes around and they're like, "Mom, Dad, why am I homeschooled? I want to go hang out with the other kids." Now where are you at? You know, it's like, damn it. Like, okay, like it's just a weird thing to think about.
So I have
flip of a coin, maybe.
I won't name names, but I do have family members that were homeschooled. There was 4 of them. They were all homeschooled, and they did extracurricular stuff. They were involved with their church.
How does it work out with athletics?
You're in the school district. You have to do like a certain thing to be able to do it. But if you're in the school district, you can go do it. But all 4 of them are very successful. Very successful. One's a teacher. Another one is super high up in his tech company. The other one is I'm trying to think what I'm trying to remember, but they're all super successful. And growing up, we all thought it was weird. We're like, why are you guys homeschool? This is so weird. But now I think
they're all socially.
Yeah, they're great. They're all, you know, doing well, you know, but they're doing their own thing. They're all so unique, but they've all succeeded in their own way in finding different paths. You know what I mean? So what's the answer? I don't know.
I think you just kind of go with your gut when the time comes. Think about it up to, but yeah, that's tough, man. That's a tough one.
You know, here's what's crazy for me is I think what's lost on kids growing up is we throw so much at them and no kid knows. I didn't find my passion until I went to college.
Do you think you would have been better off now being homeschooled? Like if you were like try to put yourself in those shoes and take all those experiences away with your friends, the people you know, the people you met through it, the subliminal things you might have learned. Like, do you think you'd be different? Would you be here?
Oh, for sure. No. Because what's wild is, again, high school for me, the things that propelled me to where I'm at were extracurricular things that I did. Like FFA was extracurricular. FFA was pivotal in where I'm at as far as my communications and everything like that. That's what got me to enjoy public speaking and doing this and being out there in front of people. But that was all on the side. Honestly, football and FFA and I guess some English classes, but it's still so if I could do those things, yeah, right? You know, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. But what I do know is that I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was 18 years old. And guess what? It had nothing to do with anything I learned in high school. Nothing. Right. Nothing. Other than just having a passion for public speaking and then finding music, like again, music, playing guitar. That was all extra stuff.
Right. So hey, you're not wrong. I'm just trying to, put it on both sides.
But I think, you know what it is?
I'm sure there's a huge study in this. I'm sure there's somebody who really broke this down and like personality type. Maybe you should do this. You know,
I think we're going to see a swing with millennial parents, people our age that have kids. I think there's going to be a swing because we're starting to look now at like, wait, we were just kind of told we needed to do that. We need to go to school. We need to go to a 4-year college. We need to get a degree. We need to do this. But really, we saw that all fucking fall apart. We realized, no, you don't need to do that. And now with social media and totally different outlets that you can do,
the times are different. It's way different.
Yep.
Are they still telling kids that they have to go to college?
I mean, and I think a lot of people, again, the boomers and Gen Xers who, again, it was just, that was what we were conditioned to think. But honestly, I didn't finish college and I feel like I've had a very successful career. Yeah. But at college is where I got to do my radio show and then find that, okay, I really want to nurture this.
Situational. Yeah. You set yourself up for things. And
I mean, Hunter, you walked into a radio station because you thought it'd be cool. And now look at this. How many years later?
Seriously.
So you never know. It's so hard. But then you got someone, well, I think I like numbers, so maybe I'll go into accounting. It's a good job. It pays good. Okay.
Yeah.
But are you going to be happy? I don't know.
Yeah, like they say, you can do anything you want to do. You just got to choose the route, you know? You got to do it. You got to be proactive, and
You
you got to
can't do anything. There's some things you're just not going to be able to do. All right. Let's check.
I want to be in the NBA. I want to be a Super Bowl quarterback.
You're a 5'8" honky from Midwest. Yeah, I gave up on that dream a long time.
Yeah, I guess you're right there, but I don't know. Hey, I think
it's a good conversation to have. The education system. Why don't I just get Riley really into fishing? She becomes a professional fisherman, and I just drive her boat around every day. There you go. There you go. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Your dream. I know that's what. You don't have to go to school. We're fishing every day. You know why? Because I want to go fishing every day.
What? I mean,
you're mine.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, no, I'll take her. She'll go do her reading, writing, and arithmetic, and then we'll just hop on the boat after that. She doesn't need to do history. Sounds
like a lot of work's gonna get
we'll
done.
play history podcasts on the boat and learn that way. Okay, that's what we'll do. All right, good enough. Well, I didn't get to all of what was trending today. The topic was what's trending today, but hey, good enough. Good enough. All right, we'll see you guys next time on the F Show podcast.